Hi, everybody. It's Easy English with Colleen. That's me. Today's video is probably most interesting to teens and adults. It's another random topic. This one I didn't pull out of the air. This one I found online on a topic generator site. And the topic is school. So the question that it specifically gave me was, what for you is the best thing about school, and what is or was the worst thing about school? So I'm going to talk about my own time as a student in school, and then I'm also going to talk from the perspective of being a teacher in schools. So let's start with childhood experience of school. So for me, the best thing about going to school was just learning about something interesting. I really liked literature. I really liked biology. I even liked math. I liked most subjects, so for me it was quite interesting. I didn't like phys ed because you had to do things that I really didn't like to do, like jumping over those wooden horses and playing team sports. It's not my cup of tea for sure. But most subjects I really liked. And when I finally got to junior high and high school, it was a big new school, and they had a really nice library. So eventually I studied and became both a teacher and a librarian. So I really, I loved reading, and I loved just spending time in the library. I guess you'd kind of describe me as a nerd when I was a kid. So for me, school was always something really fun. I liked going to school. So if I liked it so much, was there anything bad about the experience? And I would say yes. The worst thing for me going to school were just mean kids. Kids who like to bully people, kids who were really stuck up, and they thought they were so cool and everyone else was not cool. And, little groups would form, little cliques, we would call them. And, it just made life unpleasant, for no good reason. So I didn't like that at all. The cliquishness and just nasty comments, stupid behavior from some kids. All right, so what about when I grew up and I started working as a teacher librarian? What was the best thing about that? I would say when your students really get excited about learning, especially when you give like older students a project to work on, and they, some group work thing, and they really get into it, and then they present what they've learned. And, it's just so impressive to see how they develop. And how much fun they can have learning. That's really rewarding. And as a teacher librarian, I really loved going to work with the preschool classes and doing storytelling, reading stories with the kids, because they really enjoyed it, and so did I. And I love picture books. I love children's literature. So those were the really great things about teaching. What are the bad things about teaching? Whoa, there are a few. I mean, now I teach online, so it's a whole different experience. But when I taught in the classroom, what was really tough was when you had children who were totally unmotivated and mean and really impolite to other students and impolite to me, to the teacher. And there's a lot of stuff online on YouTube about, the so-called Gen Alpha, that young kids in school today, that they're really rude, they can be quite violent, and they don't follow instructions, So I did experience that firsthand, and wow, it's bad. It's soul destroying, So for me, I would never go back to teaching in the classroom. I much prefer teaching small groups online, or individual or small groups in person. And this is now the work I do as in France we call them auto-entrepreneur. So that's what I do. Yeah, and if I can just mention another thing, would be sometimes, you can have a wonderful administrator, like a principal, and that's they give you so much support, but boy, oh boy, if you get someone who's just nasty, they can make your life a misery. And I've been teaching for almost 30 years, and I've had a few administrators, wow, who were just mean, really mean. One, I think, even was like a psychopath. He would go after people, and he destroyed people. So, yeah, I don't like focusing on horrible things. So, but that is out there. It is out there, and it's the reality. And right now, especially in the U.S., because I follow some YouTubers online who talk about this, and a lot of teachers are quitting. A lot of teachers are quitting for these reasons. People who have been teaching for a long time and really used to enjoy it are now just saying it's not worth it. Because teaching, I think, is a calling. It's something that you do because you love it. And it takes a lot to destroy that, but it's unfortunately it is happening now. So this topic, I guess, has been a little bit longer because I talked about it from two perspectives, as a child in school and as a teacher on the other side, teaching. So yeah, I hope you've found it interesting, and maybe you don't have to be a teacher. You could talk about what was the best thing for you when you were in school, when you were a child, and what was the worst thing for you. So try to create a little talk, a little speech on that random topic. Okay, so see you soon. Bye.